Sarah smiled as she adjusted her camera, capturing the bride's excitement. To everyone at the luxury wedding, she was just another photographer. But Sarah's trained eye wasn't just looking for perfect shots. It was identifying the three assassins who had infiltrated the wedding party. Her FBI behavioral analysis training would save 2 lives today, and the guests would never know. Welcome to Hidden Warriors. Tell me in the comments what city you're watching from today. And if stories like this prove heroes capture more than memories, hit that subscribe button. Ocean View Resort in Malibu buzzed with elegant wedding preparations as Sarah Mitchell moved quietly through the venue, her camera capturing candid moments for Elite Moments photography. As lead photographer, she had documented over 300 luxury weddings, earning reputation for remaining invisible while capturing intimate shots and anticipating emotional peaks before they happened. Sarah's equipment contained sophisticated modifications hidden in plain sight, communication devices disguised in her camera bag, facial recognition software in her telephoto lenses, and strategic positioning throughout the venue for maximum surveillance coverage. Her official background showed former journalism major who transitioned to wedding photography after newspaper work. Clean record, artistic portfolio, excellent client references. But Sarah's real identity was Special Agent Sarah Mitchell, former FBI Behavioral Analysis Unit specialist who had spent 18 years profiling assassins, terrorists, and high-level threats. Her expertise was reading micro-expressions, identifying deceptive behavior patterns, and predicting violent actions before they occurred. Her wedding photography career wasn't career change. It was carefully planned undercover assignment. Government agencies needed experienced operatives monitoring high-profile social events where wealthy and powerful individuals gathered in predictable locations with minimal security. For 8 years, Sarah had used this perfect cover for protective surveillance operations at events attended by politicians, business leaders, and other high-value targets. Special Agent Mitchell had joined FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit in 1998, during the division's expansion into proactive threat assessment rather than reactive criminal profiling. Her specialty was analyzing individuals who posed assassination risks to public figures and wealthy private citizens, developing revolutionary techniques for identifying potential killers in crowded public settings. Her most challenging assignment was Operation Wedding Bell, investigating an international network of professional assassins who specialized in eliminating targets during private celebrations. The killers used social events as perfect cover, posing as guests, vendors, or staff, while positioning themselves for close-range eliminations that appeared accidental or were blamed on random violence. Sarah's analysis revealed they preferred weddings because the events provided multiple strategic advantages: predictable locations that allowed advanced reconnaissance, emotional distraction of potential witnesses during joyous occasions, built-in alibis for unfamiliar faces in attendance, and minimal security presence that wouldn't interfere with celebration atmosphere. The assassination network was sophisticated and international, targeting business leaders, politicians, and other high-value individuals who had made powerful enemies. Their success rate was nearly perfect because they struck during moments when targets were most relaxed and least protected. When Sarah's FBI career ended due to budget restructuring, she was offered civilian cover position that utilized her specialized expertise. Wedding photography was ideal cover, legitimate reason to attend high-profile social events, professional requirement to observe and document all attendees, and artistic disguise for sophisticated surveillance equipment that could identify and neutralize threats before they could act. At 2:15 p.m., 30 minutes before the ceremony, Sarah's behavioral analysis training identified the first anomaly. A man in server's uniform moved through the reception area with purposeful efficiency, but his eye contact patterns and spatial awareness indicated military training rather than hospitality experience. his subtle tension, the way his eyes tracked specific individuals rather than general crowd management, and his positioning near exit routes all suggested hostile intent. Using her telephoto lens, Sarah photographed him from multiple angles while appearing to document normal wedding preparations. Facial recognition software hidden in her camera equipment identified him as Marcus Volkov, former Spetsnaz operative with documented connections to international assassination networks. At 2:32 p.m., she identified the second threat, a woman in bridesmaid attire whose behavior didn't match her supposed relationship to the bride. Her emotional responses were calculated rather than genuine. Her knowledge of wedding details was superficial, and her attention focused on security assessment rather than celebration. Sarah's analysis revealed the woman was conducting tactical reconnaissance, memorizing guard positions, timing service routines, and identifying optimal shooting locations. The third anomaly became apparent at 2:45 p.m. when Sarah noticed a photographer from a competing company who had somehow gained access to the exclusive event. His equipment was authentic, and credentials appeared legitimate, but his shooting positions prioritized tactical advantage over artistic composition, and his movement patterns suggested military training in close-quarters combat. Sarah realized she was witnessing preliminary phase of coordinated assassination attempt. 3 professional operatives had infiltrated the wedding using different cover identities, positioning themselves for synchronized attack during the ceremony when targets would be predictably positioned and crowd distraction would be maximum. Her analysis indicated the primary targets were the bride's father, a prominent defense contractor, and the groom's uncle, a federal judge who had recently sentenced several high-profile organized crime figures. Sarah's response drew on 18 years of FBI experience. Her first target was the false server. Approaching under pretense of documenting preparations, she used her modified camera flash to blind him while applying restraint techniques that appeared like helping a dizzy employee. The second elimination required more subtlety. Sarah directed the fake bridesmaid into position for photos, isolating her from others. Her camera delivered electromagnetic pulse, disabling the assassin's communication, while administering fast-acting sedative disguised as perfume. The third threat required sophisticated approach. Sarah used professional relationships to identify inconsistencies in the impostor's equipment, maneuvering him from optimal positions while jamming his coordination with other operatives. By 3:15 p.m., all threats were neutralized. The ceremony proceeded flawlessly, and families remained unaware that coordinated murder had been prevented. The ceremony was beautiful, reception elegant, and Sarah's photographs captured every perfect moment. Official reports attributed incidents to minor staff problems: overheated employee, overwhelmed bridesmaid, unauthorized photographer removed for violations. Sarah delivered wedding photos 3 weeks later, a beautiful album with no hint of life and death drama. The couple treasured images, showing their perfect day, never knowing their photographer's greatest shots saved their lives. 6 months later, Sarah received intelligence that her prevention had disrupted major international crime syndicate. Her wedding photography became even more valuable as cover operation, attracting clients from highest government and business levels. Her equipment was upgraded with sophisticated surveillance and defensive capabilities. Sarah's albums began including more than memories. They documented successful protection operations, keeping America's prominent citizens safe. Have you ever wondered about professionals who document our important moments? The people whose artistic eye might be trained on more than perfect composition? Share your thoughts about hidden protectors. Subscribe to Hidden Warriors for more stories of ordinary professionals whose extraordinary backgrounds keep us safe during vulnerable moments. Some guardians wear badges, others carry cameras and capture more than memories. Next time you see a wedding photographer working quietly, remember they might be protecting more than just documenting love.